Welcome guys to another game. I'm really excited for this one because we're just having a new map in the rank pool. But first let's present the players. In the color orange playing as the Chinese, it is the Crash Expert. Against his opponent playing as the Mongols. Well, look at that early board pool coming from Anotand. Gotta be careful not to lose early villagers here. Looks like he will be able to micro this and the board gets pulled. Amazing. Amazing micro coming from Anotand. But anyway, the Mongols against the Chinese in this map. It's a situation that I don't see very often. Guys, welcome to Socotra. It's a meme map that is actually in the ranked ladder. It's actually very fun because as you can see, it's just really small. So you're gonna really think about playing the long-term game. There's no such thing as trade here, and even if it were, like, it will just give you like 10 gold. And food resources are limited, and you're really close to the player. So, to be honest, I'm quite curious about the choice of Crash Expert to go with Chinese. Just because normally in this map, you know what is really good in this map? English. English, just first off, you can contest the board right away just because your villagers have arrows. That's a possibility, we have seen it before. Second thing, well, you know it, it's the white tower. So it's a really good map for English. Mongols I've seen quite a few times. Malians, not the best spot for the Malians just because the gold, so far I always see it on the back of the base. And the problem with this is you cannot put the houses around it. So it's just not the best place to put your pit mines. But Chinese, I think it's the first time I see Chinese playing on this map. Just because, I mean, thinking about it, what could be the potential strengths of the Chinese? So look at that early tower coming here, and Crash Expert already there with a couple of villagers just to deny this towers. Looks like he's gonna be able to take down this villager. Never mind, he cancels it and actually comes back. That's actually will hurt Anotand for a bit because this villager is not working, and it's just like basically me when I just went out of work and just go for a walk and still getting paid. That's the good thing about working for someone. But like, what potentially you can do here? You can go for a Barbican with a very aggressive Barbican, but the Mongols can move their base, so that's not really a big issue. I don't like the position of this town center just because the board is still a little bit far away. Would love to move it like a little bit forward just to protect the wood line and the board. But anyway, it is what it is already here, and moving the town center will actually mean some idle time. Well, not having extra villagers. Now looks like we're gonna be having either this is a Song Dynasty build where you can just build the two landmarks and you can just put the Barbican here on the middle maybe just to start, you know, getting some map control of those food resources. Probably here this is a really good spot. Have a couple of berries and you have a full deer pack, like 7 deer around here. Meanwhile, the Mongols just doing Mongol stuff, just taking down the villager little by little. Meanwhile, we have the deer stunts for the Mongols. To be honest, that's the only landmark that he can build. I mean, if you build a silver tree here, that's not the way you wanna do it unless you wanna troll a little bit. Now that's a lot of villagers on foot, so I may be thinking that probably he just wants to put a Barbican right away before more units come into the base. He's like Barbican rushing. The question is where he will put it. This is a really good spot if you manage to secure this spot, and Anotand knows this. That's why he's putting the outpost here. And actually it's just gonna be here. It's gonna be a Barbican rush. Now, Anotand can move the town center. And actually, this is why I love this map. It's actually moving all the villagers. It's actually a villager fight. But Crash Expert do have textiles, and the Mongol player doesn't. So fight me anytime. Fight me anytime, man. These guys have 75 health, so it's just not gonna happen. Oh, what is this, guys? What is happening here? And actually, with not enough villagers, this seems to be a fair fight for Anotand. Despite everything, deer sons are already here, and the question is, where do you put your Barbican? Oh my god. I love Socotra, man. I will try to find more Socotra games. This is just too wild. And now Anotand is just tired of this. Like, you know what? I wanted to build an outpost here, and I'm gonna build it. Like, you just can't deny this. And villagers just realize this, and they're just gonna attack. But the outpost is already here, so unfortunately, this is not the best time to be Crash Expert. What is this? Deer stones going around here? What is happening here? Outposts already here, so potentially denying the food for Crash Expert. Now that's a lot of idle time for both players. And the question is, where are you gonna put the Barbican now? Like, just next to your base? It just doesn't cut it, you know? What is this? Can someone in the chat explain to me what's the purpose of the deer stones in this match? Barbican gonna get built here, but it's gonna start getting torched by the villagers. It's actually gonna go there and actually take down some of them. But fortunately for him, he's not in range. So Barbican gonna go up for sure. Deerstone rush. Amazing. Just simply amazing. So what is Anotand's vision? Let's take a look at this. By the way, guys, I want to ask you something. I have a kind of like a mechanical keyboard. It's a very nice keyboard, actually. I enjoy it, but I'm not a big fan of keyboards. I mean, I'm not a keyboard nerd. I don't mind changing it for a keyboard that doesn't make noise. When I play, it's okay, I think, because you know I'm playing. But I don't feel it's a good experience for the casted games. So let me know your thoughts on this. Should I change my keyboard to a silent one? A one that doesn't make noise, or should I just keep it? Because basically there are not many buttons I press during the casted game, but some of them I have. Like, for example, this one. You can hear the ticks, right? Now this deer stones is probably being used for scouting. That's the purpose of this. That's the purpose of these deer stones. Now, the good thing is Crash Expert managed to secure this area. Can we talk about how we haven't got any military units so far? Just a couple of Keshiks out there, finally. Deerstone is not gonna deploy. And Bangurai finally on the field. Meanwhile, Crash Expert is gonna go for its own stable, and look at that. It's gonna have the Imperial Palace. Now, not the best position, but to be honest, you have very little... very little room to play with the position of the Imperial Palace. If you put the Imperial Palace in the middle, potentially you have vision for the entire map for the whole game. Like, can you imagine how big that will be? Now, if you don't know about this, Imperial Palace gives you location for 28 tiles. 28 tiles. So if you put this on the middle, you basically have vision for the entire game. You can know what your opponent is doing. It's basically map hacks. But unfortunately, he just put it here, so we're not gonna be able to see it. To be honest, that's a shame. Look at the vision. You can even see the end of the shoreline. If you put this landmark here in the middle, you just have map hacks without actually hacking. Like, legit map hacks. Like, you can just watch whatever is it that your opponent is doing. You can watch the whole time. That will be like OP. Like, I think that's the most OP landmark in this map. You can watch whatever is it that he's doing. It's gonna go spearman, you go archers. It's gonna go horseman, you go spearman. It's gonna build something, you react to it. You can react to whatever is it that is happening here. Lancers are already out, and not the best numbers for sure, but there's still plenty of gold. I would love to see Anotand actually going for a dog and try to deny the gold here. Just because this Barbican is not protecting any gold, you can actually, you know, just deny this gold entirely, and because you have the map control, you're denying the gold income for the Chinese player. Deer stones is gonna get burned down, and spearmans are gonna come for the composition of Anotand now. Now he should know this, but unfortunately the Imperial Palace, this is just premium Imperial Palace. It's just to have a view on the shoreline. This is the kind of tourist hotels that charge you extra for having the ocean view. We have all the view here. Well, villagers gonna get harassed here. Fortunately for him, deer still on the radius where he can just gather safety. Meanwhile, Crash Expert with not so many military units, but have a food problem, gonna start selling some gold. And it looks like it's gonna go for stone. It's gonna be probably dropping a keep. Like, a keep will do wonders here. And look at this, I'm just having this view mode now, and it's like I'm having the whole vision of the map. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful to see. Meanwhile, siege engineering already there for Anotand, and looks like he's gonna stay in the field age for a while. Gonna put some pressure into his opponent. Meanwhile, Barbican proven to be quite useful in this case. Villagers garrisoning in the last second. And finally, this outpost can potentially go down, but there are too many Keshiks out here, and not so many archers from the Chinese to deal with those spearmen. So, battering ram is gonna get built. Meanwhile, Crash Expert ready to put a junk here just to deny the goal from the Mongol player. Already have an outpost here just to defend himself. Meanwhile, food not the best for Crash Expert. I wonder what he will do with the stone. I mean, a keep will really do wonders here. Like, you can just put a keep here, and that's it. Your opponent doesn't have food. And this is the kind of map that you just can't go out to a farm transition. Like, there's just not enough wood. So it's really chaotic. It's basically force you to just fight for those resources. It's a very action-packed game, to be honest. That's why I love Socotra. And I actually like playing on it too. It's very wild. The last time I played, my opponent didn't know he didn't have fish, so he built a dock, and it's like he started complaining in the chat, why he doesn't have fish. And some people didn't know about this. I mean, probably you know, because you have seen tournaments before, and Socotra was in the last tournament. In many tournaments, actually. Because it's a very popular map, it's just very fun. But for people who haven't watched the tournament, they just don't know that there is no fish here. The junk already arrived. Like, emplacements coming soon. It looks like the junk is not getting there yet. Kurutai, it's gonna be on the way for Anotand. Crash Expert with plenty of crossbows. I have a lot of stone, probably thinking about getting that keep. Build it right into his face. The problem is, are you gonna have enough units to defend this keep positioning? Deerstone Rush still there. Meanwhile, the junk, I'm gonna be able to take down those villagers. Kurtai already here. And veterancy upgrades coming for Anotand. It's gonna be Spearman and Keshix. Double Broadaxe upgrade. Just coming for Anotand, and both players not prioritizing those eco upgrades. They're just... It's just so much chaos here, and the keep is gonna get built in the middle. Unfortunately, Anotand, it's already here. Crash Expert notes about this. Cancels the keep. Just right on time. He's gonna have to build it very, very defensively. He's gonna be pulling all the villagers here. Actually, you know what? Just a little bit more forward will be very nice. Now, these are Chinese villagers, so they do build really fast. Army's already here, so these crossbows are just gonna be able to deal with those units. And Nets of Peace out. Gonna be dealing with pretty much all the units that Anotand have, especially those spearmen. A couple of Nests of Peace, actually. The keep goes up, and with this keep, there's nothing you can do in this area. There's just nothing you can do about it. And now, Crash Expert solidifying his position in the east side of the map, controlling the deer and plenty of berry bushes. Kurtai, it's gonna get surrounded, potentially losing it, and the Anotand lost quite a lot of units in that engagement. Siege Workshop coming up for him, as well as Siege Engineering. It is the advanced Siege Engineering, so probably we're gonna see some trebuchets, some Springles, just to deal with those Nests of Peace. Trebuchet already out for Crash Expert, and it's gonna start sieging for now. Building an outpost just to have more vision, especially in the in the stealth forest. You don't have much vision here, so this outpost is gonna be quite useful. It's just Socotra things. Meanwhile, I just remember this relic. No player have had the brain ready to get those relics. They're just too focused on what is going on in this chaotic map. They're just too close to each other. That's the beauty of it. And landmark victory potentially approaching for Crash Expert, already having 2 of those landmarks down. You just need to take down the town center. Springle's gonna block the path of those villagers. They're not gonna be able to build a stone wall. Wall's already here, so with that stone wall, pretty much leave only this area open to go. Can you imagine you actually rush a Great Wall Gatehouse here? Now, not enough military units for Crash Expert. He just needs to protect those Nests of Bees. And the problem is he doesn't have Springles. He's gonna build one soon. That's a very nasty choke point. And now with the Can Hunters, these crossbows are just gonna have 5.75 tiles range compared to the original one that have 5 tiles range. So it's a huge difference, to be honest. It is a huge difference. And looks like Crash Expert is just gonna... He's just gonna have to play the game of defensive structures for now. Just walls, keeps, and just siege. And because he just doesn't have the food to sustain an army for now. But so does Anotand. He already went... He's going for the next gold. Relic. Gonna be gathered here. Looks like he's gonna be alerting, unfortunately. Anotand sees him, and the monk is not gonna go back with the relic. Already one relic coming for Crash Expert. A couple of them, actually. 3 relics. Gonna be going in his favor, which is really, really good. Especially in this map where the resources are really not the greatest, for sure. Now, the problem is the food here. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Still have some berries. But the problem is the food. Now, the problem is the food here. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. You still have some berries. Food is running out here. Still have a very and a small deer pack. I think that's why Crash Expert is just prioritizing these non-food heavy units. It's just massive keeps, just because the food is just not really there yet. And now Anotand knows where he's getting the gold from. And trebuchets are gonna start sieging down this keep here in the middle. Meanwhile, Crash Expert is gonna be switching to Spearman now. But a few villagers down here. To be honest, Anotand killed like 26 villagers so far. That's nasty. That's really, really nasty. Trebuchet potentially taking down this keep, already almost halfway there. Now remember, the trebuchet that you get from the Mongols is not as strong as the one from the Siege Workshop you normally get. These ones are way stronger. Plus 375 against buildings, and this one has plus 200. So it's a significant difference. And the good thing is you can build them on the fly. Keep may go down. Barbican with no emplacement, so it's not gonna be as effective as it should be. Lancer against Keshix, and looks like he's gonna lose this Lancer here. Crossbow already there. And now another gold vein trying to be contested here. I already have an outpost here. Can potentially try to put some sprinkle emplacements or even hand cannon slits. They do quite well. They do quite well against those. This is the fight for food, man. That's the problem with it. And while Anotand have killed so many villagers, because Crash Expert is on the Song Dynasty, he's able to pump just villagers faster. And he's slow but steady recovering. It's slow but steady. Mangonel out for Anotand. And Nest of Bees. Not gonna be in range actually, it's just gonna be the Sprinkle battle. Nest of Bees managed to deal with those spearmen. Keep still alive. Man, what a game. Keep already burning, potentially going down. And the problem is these Nest of Bees. Like, Anotand's composition is not exactly the army that will take down this. Luckily for him, Crash Expert doesn't have many units. Managed to snipe one of those trebuchets, but Sprinkle emplacement on this outpost managed to deal with one of those Sprinkles. No emplacements in this outpost yet. Gold is gonna be quite an issue. Luckily for him, there is already 3 relics in his base. Anotand only with 1 relic is gonna be struggling for gold if the game lasts longer. Now this is just gonna be basically wood and gold. Like, there's just not enough food. Food is just gonna be for, you know, villagers, and that's it. Insufficient stone, but managed to repair the keep. At least half of his health is already there. Sprinkles, potentially taking down some villagers. Never mind, Sprinkles already there for Anotand. You know what Crash Expert needs? In this case, it's a big fat Great Wall Gatehouse. Right here. Just right here. I know that there is plenty of space just because the wood is chopped. You can actually put it here. The problem is gonna be getting the food for them. That's gonna be the problem. Well, Anotand. Slow but steady. Chopping all the wood in the map. Still have some wood in the back. No wood here yet. Here for Crash Expert. Just getting everything slow but steady. Getting really, really close to each other. Looks like Crash Expert is gonna make the switch for those Trigonus. Which is definitely the right choice considering there is no really heavy armor units coming from Anotand. Trigonus are just gonna be really, really good. As well as some mana darms on the mix just to tank some damage. That's a lot of Sprinkles. That's definitely a lot of Sprinkles. You cannot win this Sprinkle battle like this. It's just too many. It's just gonna be massive Sprinkles here. 4 nests of bees already there. I wonder where they are. There you go. And food is about to run out for Anotand. Still have some deer back here, but I already have a couple of junks. Just denying the food here all this time. And this is where things are just gonna get a little bit spicy. And remember, Anotand is only on 1 landmark left, so potentially I wouldn't be surprised if we see actually like a mass villager pool just to kill that town center. I don't think it's gonna work at the moment, but if the situation it's there, I guess if the opportunity opens, I think Crash Expert can actually think about that. I mean, in this type of maps, like you feel like everything is allowed. Like everything is allowed in this type of maps. Now that's a lot of Sprinkles, and Crash Expert already have the vision, so he's gonna be able to take down those Sprinkles as well. Anotand falls back for the time being, and Crash Expert now ahead on the villager count, despite losing quite a lot of them. Slow but steady recovering. Slow but steady recovering. Mangonel tried to do a shot here. Let's take a look if Anotand have some vision. Looks like he doesn't. He's just trying out his luck just to check if he can get some shots here. Meanwhile, more trebuchets for Anotand. It's a single trap for the Chinese, just doing so much chaos here. So much chaos. And we already know the choke point is here. The problem is, where is the army? Like, I think both players just have been thinking about building an army, but they are not really sure if engaging or not. Just because if you lose your army, you kind of lose the game in this case, just because there is not enough food to replenish your army. Sprinkles taking down villagers, usual stuff here. And now Sprinkles from Anotand may potentially take down Crash Expert's Sprinkles. And now he's going deep. He's going deep with the Trigonus. And Trigonus are just gonna be quite a good unit against this. Nest of Bees gonna be dealing some damage, and just Crash Expert just crashing everyone with those Trigonus. Mangonel shot managed to get a decent shot, but it's not enough. Well played by these two players. I hope you enjoyed Socotra as much as I did, and I'm gonna try to find more Socotra games. And I'll see you in the next one.